Hey everybody, this is Lindsay from the PickyPagesProject.com, and we are in week 3 of Potter Speed Read. So that means that we are currently reading, or are starting, or are finishing The Prisoner of Azkaban by J.K. Rowling. So I just finished reading this guy last night. Absolutely loved it, even more than I remembered that I loved it. And I already knew that I loved this guy, but rereading it was awesome. I had so much fun. I hope you guys did too. Basically, what this guy is all about is Harry Potter and his friends are going back to Hogwarts for their 3rd year in Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. That's hard to say, kind of. But what's interesting about this year is there is a mass murderer on the loose. They've escaped from the Azkaban prison, the wizard prison, and everyone seems to think that he's gonna come after Harry because, well, read it, you'll find out. They think that he's gonna come after Harry. So basically, the safest place for Harry to be is Hogwarts, with Dumbledore and all of that jazz. What they've done is they've put the sinister prison guards on duty at Hogwarts. Creepy or what? When you guys find out about the Dementors, they're pretty creepy. If those guys were guarding prisons in real life, I'm not so sure there would be so many inmates. Just a thought, just putting that out there. I really loved this book. It's a little more grown up, not too much. It's tons of fun. I really love that the characters are allowed to kind of go off on their own a little bit more. Like, they don't have to sneak around as much. They're allowed to go to Hogsmeade now. That's kind of fun. You can really tell that they're growing up a little bit. They're still kind of immature, but there's lots of really great things going on in this book. There's more Quidditch, so if you're a fan of Quidditch, there's actually a couple of scenes where they really get in depth about what happens in the matches, and it was really, really fun to read. I was gonna say listen to, because I'm doing the audiobooks. Yeah, I actually, the commenter, the person who does the commentary for the Quidditch matches is actually super funny, and I laughed out loud a lot as I was reading these bits and pieces. So Lee Jordan is the name of that character, and I love Lee Jordan. Of course he's friends with George and Fred. He's so funny. Really loved him. There are a lot of new characters in this guy. Professor Lupin is one. I love Professor Lupin. If only we could just have tons and tons of Professor Lupin. I think he's one of the best teachers at Hogwarts. Really don't want to give away too much, but I really love him. I think that Sirius Black was done really, really well. Sirius Black is the demented prisoner who escaped from Azkaban and is after Harry. He's done really, really well. I love it. The parts in the book with him in it are all pretty dark and mysterious, so I think that was really well done. It wasn't too thick of a book. I do believe that the next book is a bit thicker, so I think I'm going to get a head start on that guy and start reading it today. Prisoner of Azkaban, Goblet of Fire. This is the book that we're reading next. It is a bit thicker, so I'm gonna get a jump start on that and start reading it this weekend as opposed to on Monday, which is what I've been doing this far. So yeah, it's one of my favorite. Honestly, I really love this one too. Goblet of Fire just has so much going on in there, but we'll get into that next week. I think Goblet of Fire and Prisoner of Azkaban are actually my two favorite. Although each book is kind of my favorite in its own special way. I love the first book because it introduces us to Harry. But this one's a lot of fun. I feel like I can't even tell you why I love it so much because it's a huge spoiler. But you get to learn a lot more about Harry's family and what they were like when they were younger and their friends, and kind of that aspect is really fun to learn about. I like hearing about Harry's parents in the books because I keep remembering that Harry himself didn't know anything about them, so I kind of remember that it was for the first time. This is the first time that he learns these things, and you get to do that with him, which is kind of really cool. I loved... Can I say this without spoiling? I think I can. I love the Marauders map. I love it so much. It's so great. One of my favorite magical kind of pieces in all of the books is the Marauders map. And it was really fun to rediscover that. I mean, I knew I loved it, but this is the book where it comes into play, so I got excited. It was tons of fun. And something else that I kind of really realized as I was rereading this guy was Crookshanks. I mean, come on guys, Crookshanks is a massive deal in this book. He's really important and super interesting, and he does a lot of stuff in this book. And in the movies, he doesn't really do anything, really. you kind of meet him and that's kind of it. Crookshanks is awesome. I love him. Her. I love her. What an intelligent, awesome animal. I kind of forgot about Crookshanks for the longest time, and I am so happy I reread this book because I got to remember all about Crookshanks. I thought that was awesome. What else do I have for you guys? What else happens in this one? Buckbeak. Love the magical creatures in this book. I feel like there are more awesome super duper magical creatures to come, but this was kind of an introduction to the really cool ones. What am I saying? The last couple of books had tons. It's just Buckbeak. Buckbeak's awesome, and he really was a huge part of the story. He's on the cover. Look at him. So Crookshanks was awesome. Buckbeak was awesome. Quidditch matches, top notch. Loved it. You know what? I feel like although there was totally a dark kind of sense to this book, it wasn't as creepy as Chamber of Secrets. I don't really know how to explain that because it is still darker than the first book. It's still got dark elements. I mean, there's a murderer going around and you get to hear about, well, not in detail or anything, but you do hear about people being killed in the past and things like that. There are the Dementors. They're scary, they're creepy, they're gross and horrible. But I feel like it wasn't as creepy of a book, which I kind of really loved. I feel like this book focused a lot more on their studies. So you did get to learn a lot more about the classes that were going on in Hogwarts, and I really love that because I always love imagining going to Hogwarts. So I loved hearing about the different classes, Defense Against the Dark Arts, Divination, absolutely loved all of the classes. Okay guys, so I obviously gave this book a 5 out of 5 or a 10 out of 10. How can I not? It had amazing character development, it had a great plot and storyline, and it had tons of adventure, lots of life lessons. It was really relatable, tons of imagination. The only thing that I could ask of this book is for it to continue, which it does. Are you excited? I am. I am gonna go read some Goblet of Fire right now. I'm gonna get that started now, because it's a bit thicker and I'm a bit worried. Okay guys, so that's all I have for you today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll have another video up for you soon. So remember, if you're not having fun, you're not reading the right books. See you next time. Bye!